Well, the parade of new electric vehicles for the United States continues. This time, Stellantis has just introduced a new electric vehicle that are stirring up excitement. Stellantis, you say, who is that? Well, Stellantis is the name of the combined Amsterdam-based company that owns Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, and Ram in the United States. And, for what seems to be the first time in modern history, Stellantis seems to have its act together with its US brands. And this past week Stellantis CEO Carlos Tavares introduced the all-new Jeep Avenger electric SUV. The new Jeep Avenger puts a stake in the ground to challenge Tesla, Ford, and General Motors in what is becoming an electric vehicle arms race in the United States. Friends, it is truly a time of excitement for cars in the United States. What does this mean for the future of the car industry? What does it mean for the economy? And, what does this mean for the future of the United States? But, before we get into all of that, please press the like button and leave a comment below. We would love to hear from you. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you are notified of upcoming videos. Stellantis introduced what it is calling the first pure EV Jeep. The new Jeep Avenger was just introduced by Stellantis CEO Carlos Tavares at the Paris Motor Show. Sneak peek details of the new Jeep were first published last month. According to Stellantis, the Jeep Avenger's targeted electric range is 400 kilometers, or a little under 249 miles. Stellantis will use its own sites to generate half the energy it needs for manufacturing by the middle of this decade, Stellantis CEO Carlos Tavares told reporters. We have decided the appropriate investments for Stellantis to be able, from a manufacturing standpoint, in 2025 to produce 50% of our energy needs within our own sites, said Carlos Tavares at the Paris Motor Show. Stellantis brands also include Fiat, Chrysler and Citroën. Reservations for the all-new electric Jeep Avenger opened today. The new Jeep Avenger is scheduled to arrive in showrooms next year. Stellantis is targeting all passenger sales in Europe to be battery electric vehicles by the year 2030. In the United States, Stellantis is targeting 50% passenger car and light-duty truck battery electric vehicle sales mix by 2030. All of this comes at a time when climate change continues to wreak havoc on the environment. These targets come as major economies set out strategies to move away from the internal combustion engine and to focus on battery electric vehicles instead. Individual countries and US states are legislating a change away from internal combustion vehicles. The European Union has banned sale of new diesel and gasoline vehicles starting in 2035. The UK, which Brexited 2 years ago, has set similar targets. Tesla has led the way with a now well-known and very popular lineup of electric vehicles. Legacy Detroit automakers are changing their stripes and joining into the electric vehicle parade. A strategy to focus on its own energy supplies is not unique to Stellantis. Mercedes-Benz CEO Ola Kalinius set a similar goal for his company. Mercedes plans to build a wind farm somewhere in northern Germany. Mercedes has made a decision with a European energy provider to build a large-scale project in the Baltic Sea, said Kalinius. Reporters at the Paris Motor Show asked Tavares the possibility of recession, the cost of living crisis, inflation and energy prices impact the switch to electric vehicles. Well, of course, energy is the number one precondition for success of electrification. That is no surprise, he replied. The question that you are asking me is the question that you should ask to the political leaders because, as you know, electrification has been triggered by regulations, he said. So yes, of course it's a bump in the road, he later added. I hope it's a short-term hurdle that we will be all able to overcome, continued Tavares. Stellantis is now full speed ahead with all the electric vehicles, starting with the new Jeep Avenger, the first pure EV Jeep, Tavares added. Reporters at the show also asked Tavares whether Stellantis would phase out the sale of new ICE cars and vans by 2035. Tavares said, "It is clear that the decision to ban pure ICEs is a purely dogmatic decision. I would recommend that Europe's political leaders be more pragmatic and less dogmatic," Tavares said in a provocative response. I think there is the possibility, and the need, for a more pragmatic approach to manage the transition, Tavares also noted. Meanwhile, the all-new Jeep Avenger electric SUV has generated a lot of buzz at the Paris Motor Show. The Jeep Avenger is a small SUV powered by 400-volt electric drive system. The electric Avenger is the first vehicle from Stellantis joint venture with Nidec. The new electric Jeep Avenger has a 115 kilowatt electric motor and a 54 kilowatt-hours battery. This battery drive combination provides a range of 400 kilometers. The battery can be charged with power as high as 100 kilowatts DC. In the announcement, Jeep gives the charging time of the Avenger at 24 minutes. The Jeep Avenger is mainly targeting the fast-growing B-SUV market segment, and positioned as the new entry-level model, smaller than the Jeep Renegade. The Jeep Avenger announcement comes after General Motors CEO Mary Barra has announced that the company will transition to an all-electric product line. Starting in the fall of 2023, the transition begins in earnest with the all-electric Chevrolet Equinox EV. The Chevy Equinox EV price range will start at $30,000. At that price, General Motors expects the Chevy Equinox EV to be a high-volume, mass-market vehicle. Then, by 2035, all General Motors vehicles will be electric. This rollout plan is General Motors' second chance at trying to become the mass market leader in the electric vehicle market. The $30,000 price tag may seem high, but no car makers have been able to make an electric vehicle priced that low so far. We can absolutely catch and surpass industry leader Tesla in U.S. sales of electric vehicles by 2025, said CEO Mary Barra. Those plans include more than 1 million units of EV production capacity in China and North America, each, by that time, Barra also noted. The $30,000 entry price of the Equinox EV compares to $66,000 for the Tesla Model Y. And it compares to $35,300 for gas-powered crossover vehicles in the same category. The Equinox EV will enter a much larger market than the smaller Bolt models. The crossover vehicle market is much larger than the small car market in the US. General Motors has created its Ultium electric vehicle platform on which all of its crossover vehicle product line will be based until at least 2030. The driving range of the Equinox EV will be 250 miles to 300 miles, depending on the battery size. It will be a front-wheel drive vehicle with 210 horsepower and 242 foot-pounds of torque, said Barra's CEO in a statement. All-wheel drive models will achieve 290 horsepower and 346 foot-pounds of torque, continued Barra. The price Chevy Blazer EV starts at $45,000 and is rated at 557 horsepower and 648 pounds-foot of torque. This announcement comes as the average price of a new car purchase in the United States has now reached $48,000. That is up from $39,000 just 2 years ago. The price of new cars and trucks rose % in 2022, according to a report by the Bureau of Labor Statistics. But, what do you think? Have we seen the end of affordable cars? Will the shrinking wealth of the middle class make cars unaffordable? Or, will electric cars become the new affordable cars? Please press the like button and leave a comment below. We would love to hear from you. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you are notified of upcoming videos. Please share this video on social media. Thank you for watching.